Welcome back to Aether Eternius Dark Side of the Foundry. Who would like to give us a slight recap of what happened last time?
That hunch is very low. Thank you.
I could do that.
Sure, go ahead.
Um, yeah. I'm, I am totally not cheating by going to the Google Doc on this one.
Mostly because, yeah, I kind of forgot a little bit because last time was pretty much a chill session, I'd say. Pretty chill, I'd say.
Here we go. Yeah. So, last time, we had a party going two ways. Luminosa, Rose, and Various, went to pay a visit to Leonard and Auntie. They were a little surprised though to find a Viscount representing the summer court of the Fae was making a surprise visit. After a short waiting session and the Viscount being formally introduced to Auntie's right fist, the three of them discovered that turns out the King of the Fae has been murdered, and now there's a full-on graphic political power in Wonderland.
That's where you guys are supposed to be going.
Yeah, about that. Turns out the only portal there, which Auntie owns, is also where the hedge crept out of and is now completely overtaken the Over the Hedge Tavern, fittingly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Auntie did make an offer that the group will receive free food and drinks for life. Might note that.
Life.
Mm-hmm. For life.
If they can manage to kind of take care of the hedge in one way or another so that the tavern can be open to all again, as long as the tavern is not destroyed.
Remember, key, not destroyed.
Meanwhile, Frias and Tibbs headed back over to the house. Frias, in a bit of a panic, discovered that it turns out that her possessions are going the same way as her memories now. And the two of them decided to seek out Yogg to question him about his involvement. Turns out Yogg found them to begin with. And yeah, there was a little bit of cryptic musing on Yogg's part, and then also finding ways to get under Tiberius' skin.
It's not hard to do.
Eventually, the rest of the group met back up. Though beforehand, turns out that Luminosa and Rose and Frias, as they were all going through the portals would malfunction once again, and the three mentioned previously kind of went on some odd side encounters, for the most part.
I believe Rose wound up inside of Dias's storeroom closet.
Those accounts are grossly exaggerated.
Sure, you
Neither
won't
is.
have to worry. Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Rose found up picking up a straggler too.
I'm sure that you won't run into that again, and it won't be an issue at all.
It's back where it belongs. That's what matters.
Uh-huh.
Sure it is.
Sure. But other than that, then in the really the last thing you know in the last session was Rose found out that there's been something or someone that has been trying to kind of peek through the veil around the house. Something that's been trying to get eyes and ears in on them.
Indeed.
And yeah, that's where we left off, really.
And that's indeed where we left off. So we are once again given the scene of the interior of the house. A place I have not drawn yet because I am lazy. I'm willing to admit that. But as you're all standing inside the house hearing this news, what is it you're going to do? Someone has been essentially poking holes to try to glean into what you are all doing. You don't know who it is, don't know why they're doing it, but it's a far cry from what you at least know, Tiberius. You know that Yogg's been sort of casting a shadow over everything, but this is someone trying to poke holes through to look in, not someone that's already inside. What do you aim to do now?
There was also something going on between Tibbs and Various,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and Frius and Rose were talking too.
Oh yeah,
And
that's right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Luminosa was doing something, but I can't remember exactly what.
What were Tibbs and Varys talking about again? Because I think Tibbs went up to Varys' room. I think.
Um, they went down to the sanctum, and Tibbs was gonna try and help Various sort of snap out of what was going on.
Right, because Varys was very much kind of out of it. Mm-hmm. But you have a few things to do. You, of course, have the job opening for killing up over the hedge. It's not on a time limit, pay in mind, because there's not a lot they can do at the moment. You also still have many of the other issues revolving around the plains. You know about there's been issues with the mines in Earth lately. What would you like to do from here?
I think we've sort of I can't think of the word, but we're sort of set on going to Wonderland and helping Luminosa.
Okay.
But that was my take of it. Um,
And I think the only thing to add on to that is we were taking today to relax and plan.
True, because Auntie did say that it would take a lot out of you to clean out the hedge itself.
Chippy, you may be muted.
It's fine. I haven't said anything yet.
But I would like to leave the floor open to all of you if you would like to discuss in character.
Yeah, so Rose was still up in Various's room.
Phrase.
I mean, Various, correct.
I'm skipping the Mac.
Mm.
Sorry.
Oh yes, now I see where we left off. Well, I think I'm not quite sure what your immediate plans were for us, but I think considering the situation and how everything's escalated, especially around with Luminosa, we may want to deal with the issue in Wonderland sooner rather than later.
Yes, I'm sure once everyone's had dinner and we can talk over the table, we can start thinking of plans. Like I've mentioned before, I have two, but one's a little reckless.
Speaking of dinner, do you guys even have any food left over in the house? Considering Frias's little doggo rampage a couple days prior.
Did we ever figure out how much food exactly Frias went through?
Yes.
Quite a lot of it, actually. So give me a random just 1d20. Anyone.
Okay.
I'd say you probably have enough for maybe a meal or two left, but that's if you really stretch it.
So one good meal. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, dinner doesn't sound too bad right now, though we're gonna have to start thinking about restocking stuff soon, or else just doing takeout again.
Not only that, but this is an important question I have forgotten to ask. Do you have a means to refrigerate a lot of these things?
Um,
Freya's did
I
you a
would,
Oh,
favor, dang it. Nothing spoiled.
I, I was sort of under the assumption that since when Rose constructed the house, it already was furnished, and
Okay.
that it also had outsider amenities in mind, that there would
Okay.
probably be some kind of ice box or a chill chest, like something that's going to be able to keep stuff that needs to stay cold.
Now, pay in mind, technology doesn't exist here, so you would have to actually manually refill a chill chest here. Have you done that?
Not really.
So I'd say, yeah, you probably only have 1 or 2 good meals left before things either spoil or you run out. So you gotta remember, technology doesn't exist here, guys.
Yeah, let's yeah, I would say we
who
should
needs a
probably yeah, what's that?
who needs technology when you have a druid?
This is true.
I don't have good berry.
And even then, you would need the sprig of mistletoe, and my homebrew rules have that it consumes the material to prevent it from being a little broken. Okay. So while you guys discuss this, I'm going to go eat real quick. Yes, I'm having dinner early, just in case, so that way we don't get interrupted in the middle of the good shit. So I'm gonna go eat a hot dog real quick, but please feel free to discuss and roleplay at your discretion.
But yes, Rose, I do believe at some point we're going to need more food. Other than that, if you and Luminosa decide to eat a little sparingly tonight, I'm sure the rest of us will have a pretty good fill.
I mean, the two of us don't necessarily need to consume anything, so I'm sure that won't be too much of an issue.
No, I'm just saying, you never know. You may enjoy feeling like part of us or something. You never know.
Do you know where Luminosa went off to, by the way?
I came straight to my room.
Yeah, and then you called me up here. Well, I'm sure she and the others are not too far off. Yeah,
Yeah,
why don't we head on down, see what we can scrounge up, and I'm sure the others will be back up soon.
how about I make you a deal? Help me at least put the bed back together, and I'll cook.
That sounds agreeable.
And I'm sure that's
Yeah,
easy
I mean
peasy.
that's just it's a little bit of light housekeeping is all. Um,
Then I guess
I
we
guess I
would
could that,
go.
but
Oh, sorry.
um, yeah, I was gonna say I am curious. What is Luminosa up to?
What is Luminous?
Luminosa is just coming out of their room, and not really doing a lot. Just sort of waiting to see what's going to happen. We're going to be going soon. That
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
All right, and then yeah, it looks like Tiberius and Various are talking things out as per the chat still. Um, so I probably just assume that for Rose and Frias they managed to get things maybe about say 15-20 minutes, managed to get the room back into like a relatively livable state again.
I think she was mostly just worried about getting the bed in order. Everything else can... Meh. Though Luminosa will probably be shocked because Freya's is not in her normal attire. She's in like casual, almost pajamas.
Hmm.
Hmm.
She will look a little worried. Is everything all right, darling? Uh-huh.
Well, until my little swimming episode dries up, I'm stuck like this, and I'm staying home.
Hmm. 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 I see.
If you need to have them dry it off, I could you could probably put them in the backyard. I could maybe cause the ground to warm up or something just to try to get them dried off
They'll
faster.
Can you just hold them and they'll get warm?
I would prefer if no accidents were to happen, and hanging them up will be fine. They're trying.
Um, Luminosa, since you're here now, it's we should really talk about what our next move is.
Well, Wonderland.
Oh, okay, that was quick.
Well, where were you thinking of going?
I mean,
Gross.
there.
Anywhere but Wonderland.
Yeah, anywhere but Wonderland.
As look, I mean, you know how things are between me and the Fae by now, but this does regard your past and your mentor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, it does.
And it's basically a lot like a basically essentially pulling a hair. It's better to just yank it out, get it over with, and just keep tugging and just feeling the pain radiating through.
You do remember we're going to the home of the Fae, right?
That's the point I'm trying to make, is rather than putting off going back over there, we go there, we figure out whatever we need to find that's going to stab Jericho back into his senses, and hopefully get out. Hopefully we all return before we go mad. Easy peasy.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, it's not like there are horrible, monstrous things in there that could just cause us all to lose our marbles entirely and never come back.
We did go against the false Hydra. I think we might have, well, a little preparation.
See? Prius is right. What's a
Yeah.
Cheshire Cat between friends?
Yeah.
Or angry gentry lords? Or apparently a dead king!
That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna be wandering right into a political quagmire here. There's no telling how the lords over there, how the gentry are going to react, especially now that the king is dead.
Well, my guess is going to react poorly. Because the gentry. And they're kind of dicks.
I'm not going to deny that. Though speaking of preparation, if this is the route we're going to take, we do need to at least decide once we're all back together how we're going to tackle the issue of the hedge.
Well, I think we're just gonna have to go right through it.
Well, if we don't want to care about a lot of collateral, lightning. It's a great opener. No one has to be around. Just get what I can from the windows. But then
Alright.
again, that could start fires inside the building.
Making a grand plan for everything. I'm back, by the way. I ate my hot dog.
Meowdy.
It's just just Rose, Freeze, and Luminosa discussing rudimentary plans at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Plan of attack.
All right.
And then
Not
the
a very
other
good
idea, and then the other idea, which would be, I guess, a little more hands-on, is I do have the form of a fire plains wolf, and we all know fire and plants make a great combo.
plan.
And if I get knocked back into my normal form, I have an ability to, if I get hit, retaliate with fire. So I can at least escape with a bit of style.
Well, couldn't Roast also technically go through the hedge and
Yes, but that's only 2 out of the 5 of us. We need a little more.
Well, I'm sure Tiberius has something up his sleeve. I've got to have a fireball there somewhere.
Now, pay in mind, Auntie did tell you that you would only get the free food and drinks for life if the tavern is unscathed.
What if we rebuild the tavern?
Nuke it from orbit.
Nuke it from orbit.
It's the only way to be sure.
Sure, and then make it.
Think of an orbit, have a building montage.
Yeah. It's perfect.
We're
Just build a cardboard cutout that looks like it's normal.
I'm sure we can convince some Fae to help us in this endeavor.
If we rebuilt that place, I guarantee you it would be like that episode of The Simpsons where they reset Flanders' house. What would happen?
It's in the hallway. There's someone open the door and all you see is an eye. Amazing.
The eye is the Tower of Want.
Oh, good
That-
lord.
Now there's a throwback.
He's always watching, Wazowski. But please continue.
Right. Well, considering that the hedge is emerging from that portal, I think the best thing we should do, first of all, is figure out exactly where the portal is located in there. Then either find a way to coerce the hedge back into there, or else maybe try to cut off at the root there. Because if it's emerging from the portal, chances are it's drawing power from Wonderland.
How strong is the hedge, Nova?
Considering that you have indeed worked with the hedge a lot, Luminosa, in your last life, you know that usually breaches like this tend to be pretty big deals. Like, it usually takes quite a bit of force to shove it back.
Now, what is the hedge exactly? Like, is it a la like a garden maze type hedge? How do you describe those, hon? Like the little giant hedge mazes that you could get lost in.
A hedge maze, a hedge garden.
Yeah. Is it something like that, Nova?
It's more of a realm of existence than a physical thing. It just happens to be able to manifest itself. And at least from what you know, Flix, the hedge tends to manifest on the edge of the Feywild, or Arcadia, as some also know it as. Sort of a barrier to entry and leave. So it's not so much a thing as it is a place.
And now it's coming through a portal. Is there any way we can cut the portal off instead?
You don't know that.
Ah.
You don't know because you've never dealt with these sort of things before. That's usually handled by like a more specialized task force, at least from what you remember in Wonderland. You never touch this stuff. That's too gritty and too much stuff to get under your nails for you.
That's what the help was for. But
Yep.
besides the fact, so Was it strictly a Fey task force that dealt with closing portals of the hedge, or did any of the elemental side do it as well?
As far as you know, it was only something to do with the Fae because they only have one portal into the plains, and that's through Auntie's Tavern.
So if that
As
were the
far
case,
as you know,
yeah, I was gonna say, but if that's the case, shouldn't there be somebody on the other side trying to close this thing by now? Like they would have known it's out there and been getting out of control. You would think.
sorry, having a bit of a coughing fit.
Oh, that's okay.
But as far as you know, that should be the case, but yet it's not happening. In
Well,
fact, if you
it's
remember
dead Fey.
correctly from Auntie, because of the current unrest happening in Wonderland right now,
Mhm.
no one's done anything.
So that's at least my take on the approach to that situation. But again, once Trivarius and Various are back, we can bounce some more ideas off.
Mhm. Would I have known any of the people that would have potentially dealt with or gone through to deal with hedge issues and portals and things like that?
From your position, I'd say no.
No. Okay.
This was more of a noble's position, so you didn't quite deal with those who were tasked with the more nitty gritty details like defense, army, and stuff like that. You really never dealt with them.
Okay.
I was kind of below your pay grade, essentially.
Okay.
In the meantime, Freeze was suggesting we should probably get a meal together from what we do have remaining before we head out the next day. I don't really need any food, so if anyone else needs anything a little extra to sustain themselves, they can go right ahead. I'll figure out the restocking situation later.
Okay.
Until that time, I guess I should start making something. Would you happen to know where Tiberius and Various are?
I saw them come in, but if they're not up here, then that would mostly leave the below ground level.
Well, that sounds like something you guys can figure out if you want to go bother them or if we're going to wait for them. For now, I have to start cooking. And she turns around and starts going towards the kitchen.
So, Frius, for you, you're gonna need to give me a 1d20 to see how well you cook.
Dare you?
Hi, Peanut. Oh!
Man, that memory loss hitting harder than we thought. Stares at a
It's
spoon. What is this?
it's been a little bit since you've really kind of gotten down and kind of cooked anything, especially here. Usually before it's been everyone else, so you guys get kind of eaten out. But you misjudge the heat on almost everything, and I think that most are able to produce burnt food, like very burnt food. And I'd say with an at one that burns through the rest of your food stores. Because you burn something, you're like, okay, let me try again. That burned too. Try again. Until you pretty much exhausted what you had.
Continues to turn the heat up. Like, I don't understand. Turns it up again.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Turns it up again.
uh,
So Freeze has become a Sims.
and can anyone that's on the same floor as Frias give me a perception? So Luminosa and Rose.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Oh
Ooh.
no. Well, you're terrible.
Luminosa, you don't really notice a whole lot. Frias probably knows what she's doing. Roast,
Of
you
course.
do smell the tinge of burnt on the air, but that might just be you.
Oh, no.
I stiff my sleeve.
No, not coming from there.
Why
Olivia
the
might you.
why does it suddenly smell like over caramelized carrots?
Rose,
Oh,
I believe
I'm
I
coming.
think something is wrong.
Rose will go to the kitchen.
There's several burnt pans, a lot of burnt food in the trash. Frias looks probably a little burnt themselves, but they're fire resistant, it's fine.
I think something's wrong with the stove.
Yes, the stove.
Rose rubs a hand just down their face. And then we'll just go, okay. Who wants takeout?
And now you hear this Luminosa and kind of hear Rose saying, like,
Claps
okay, who wants
excitedly.
takeout?
She claps excitedly. Says, I want to go by that pastry shop for after.
Of course you
There's a
do.
couple of few. There's a few around.
Oh, what time in the day is it again?
I'd say it's. Let me just do a. Ooh, it's actually pretty darn late. It's almost near the quote unquote midnight of the planar time.
Man, time
They're
flies when you're burning food.
Someone hit fast forward on The Sims.
Are there still like I don't know like any like late night in the fire district like late night bodegas or stalls that would still be serving?
I say that you know that there's at least one joint, and it's one of those sort of open flat top grill places that you can go to grill your own meat. What's the name of it though? Who wants to name the place? And the reason why it's open this late is because it tends to be a place for outsiders, because it's outsider run, to get drunk and eat meat. So like Nomi Hodai is what they're called in Japan.
Mm.
Ooh.
So who would like to name the place?
Naming is my worst stat.
It's also because I kind of want to get you guys involved in the area too, because it's essentially around your house.
For okay, well I don't know. This just popped in my head for lack of a better term. The Twilight Grill.
Can you repeat that? You cut out a little bit for me.
The Twilight Grill.
Does
Alright.
it serve chicken?
Twilight Grill.
Does it serve chicken?
It serves chicken, it serves beef, it serves all kinds of different
Chicks.
exotic meats,
God
including
damn it.
fish. It serves all kinds of stuff, especially on skewers.
Yeah, sticks
Especially
and chicks.
pork.
Sticks and chicks.
Yeah.
You get skewers and you get chicken.
Yeah, I'd say that's a thing. So you know at least one place open at this time of night, Rose. And you know it's it's an outsider run joint, but it's got like a lot of meat, a lot of booze, probably a little rowdy, but it's open really late.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, considering it's past curfew already, there's a place we can swing by. Me and Luminosa, we can head down there. We'll bring stuff back for everyone.
And Luminosa, I'd say that you've been around the Foundry enough to know that there is kind of a little late night bakery shop that tends to stay open because they prefer to sell all their stock before they close.
I'm its only late customer.
So they might still be open. They still might have some good stuff for you to pick up. But what's its name?
Honey buns.
All right, then. Sort of between the Twilight Grill and what looks to be several homes, there is another smaller little place called Honey Buns. And it's run by a lovely little, I'd say, stereotypically rabbit-looking couple of outsiders. Very
Amazing.
similar to the moon rabbits from Wind.
Mm.
Peanut, no. Hold on, I gotta open the window for the cat. She wants up in there. Spoiled brat. But yeah. And looking at the front door, you can definitely see that the Twilight Grill and Honey Buns is still open. The lights are still on.
Well,
Is Luminosa gonna try and set Various or Tibbs up for a date with these rabbits?
I think the rabbits are a couple.
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay. Never mind my booster addle-brained.
It might have
If,
happened.
if anything, Allie choosing the name is like, okay, yeah, there's the name of the place is also a pun on the owners.
They are sweet.
how
They
dare you
are.
try to outpun us?
It's kind of like an elderly sort of couple. Like they're really sweet. They'll throw in an extra cupcake or something like that for the road and whatnot.
They're the best. I am their best customer.
Kind of like that little bakery donut shop that's run by the old couple.
Yeah, they're the kind of people like Tibbs wishes he could be if he was older. You know that's never gonna happen.
Wow.
Making food? No, having a
Wow.
mate.
Wow. Damn, Allie's savage tonight. But yeah, there's at least 2 little joints that are currently open. You do know that it is indeed curfew outside, for outsiders at least. But if they're with primordials, you know they tend to be kind of wavered a little bit as long as they're with primordials, which you coincidentally have 2 of them.
Oh, Freya stayed home. She's washing up from all the soot.
I don't know. Do I even actually count as a primordial? Apparently, they don't like positives.
Now, you are in the fire district, so it's a little bit more lenient considering Leonard knows about your kind.
And Leonard's a good person, unlike that jackass Matarak that nobody likes. I'm sorry, that slip out.
It's fine.
So would we come across
Slowly get a little angry.
Okay, so would it be hitting Honey Buns or the Twilight Grill first?
Probably the grill. No, probably the honey buns first because it'll probably close sooner. Get the snacks from there, and then go to the grill and order like meals to bring home.
Mm-hmm.
You can do
That would
that.
make the most sense.
You can indeed do that.
You're looking at like getting food at certain times.
The question is are you going to go now, or are you going to let everyone else know that you're going to do this? Because
Well,
you
we'll
currently have.
let Prius know, and that way, when the buns do return, because they've probably gone out at this point, she can let them know that we'll be back soon. Or if we meet them while we're out there, we can drag them along with us.
Oh. So, yeah. Frias, they come in and tell you that they're going to kind of. Yeah. So, Frias, as you're kind of washing up, getting the soot off, Lunas and Rose let you know that they're going to head out to grab some takeout from a couple places across the road that are still open because it's pretty late.
She waves them off, continues cleaning, and then we'll probably just sit in the living room or something. I don't know. Probably play with the dino babies.
I'll ask her like if there's anything in particular that she would like. like food-wise, like any sort of meat or something.
I think I'll share
Like
with.
order that we could pick up for her type thing.
Yeah.
I think I'll share with Tibbs and various. Just get me some vegetables and fruits and whatnot.
Okay.
Healthy
You don't want
greens.
any. Okay.
Right.
It is a grill. Sure you don't want anything?
Something can be preserved for a little longer. A snack wouldn't hurt. For something later.
I gotcha. I tapped my mask nose twice.
It squints.
Don't worry. I understand exactly what you need. It's gonna come back with a giant rack of boar ribs.
I could see that. But are you and Rose go ahead and leaving to the shops?
Yeah.
If we're ready.
And as you approach Honey Buns, the door is still open. The open side's still up there, and it smells like your typical bakery. It's got that homey, warm, yeasty smell as you walk in, and of course, there's a lot of stuff that has empty shelves because it has been a long day. But there is an elderly-looking bunny at the register area. And at least from what you know, Luminosa, this is the girl, the grandma. Everyone just calls her grandma
Oh,
because she's a sweetheart. She has kind of floppy ears. Her eyes are usually closed. Got little tiny little spectacles on her nose, and she kind of looks up at you. It's like, oh, hi. Here for the last little bit of the day.
yes, we are, Grandma. We're here to get the regular and plus a box of your finest delicacies of donuts for my companions.
And you'll see her kind of get up and kind of pat along the floor. She's kind of small. She probably barely comes up to your knee, and she just gets this big old donut box. And you see her starting to go to the cabinet and like grabbing the last few, like the last few cake donuts, the last few yeast donuts and stuff like that, and put them into the box. It's like, oh, we also have some leftover cinnamon rolls.
Oh, that would be wonderful. And can we also get some carrot donuts as well?
Oh, we got a couple of those left in the back. Sure.
Uh,
She'll go around
do
putting them in
you
boxes.
do you happen to have anything that has bacon on it?
And she kind of pauses, and then you see her turn to the back. I guess you got any bacon maple donuts left? Oh, shut your yap, you old crone. Yeah, we do.
So much love.
And
I
then,
look at Rose and I say, so much love.
but she'll put the big box. There's about, I'd say, 14 donuts that are left over, and she puts them into a nice little pink box for you and sets them on the counter. And then you see her kind of going around, put some cinnamon rolls in, puts a few slices of what looks to be cake in there too.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the back room, you see another elderly looking rabbit come through. His ears are a bit like slicked back, kind of tied up with a literal bun. And he kind of has a little baggie and is like, oh, here it is, you old crone. Kind of looks to you and you, Luminosa, and Rose is like, oh, that's why I thought you were going to eat him again. And then he'll set that with the boxes. So there's about 3 maple bacon donuts in there. So you got about 14 assorted donuts, 3 maple bacon donuts, 4 carrot donuts, which are kind of a simple glaze.
Yep.
2 pieces of carrot cake, and 2 pieces of vanilla cake with fudge frosting, and 3 cinnamon rolls.
Perfect.
So they kind of put it into a big old kind of like tote bag for you, kind of one of those nice little bags that you can like carry out. And then she'll just gently nudge it your way. It's like, well, it's good that you came through. We were about to close for the night. I was worried I was gonna have to throw some of this stuff out.
Oh, you know I always show up just when you need me to, Eugenia.
I'm glad to see that you're still around.
You make sure Marvin's being nice to you.
Oh, of course, he always is. And she'll kind of try to kick at him. And he's like, "Ay, ay!" Well, you have a nice night now.
You too.
Yes, thank you.
Rose is like, what just happened?
But as you leave the shop, the the older gentleman will kind of come in behind you and then close the door and kind of slowly turn the little sign over to closed.
All
Now,
right. Yeah, I guess we're gonna head over to the grill next then.
and that is next door. And it's pretty much your typical, like, kind of little open air restaurant. It's got a lot of tables that are out in the open. The actual building where stuff comes out of is enclosed. But each of the tables has like a grill on them. There's a lot of people here, mostly primordials, but there's a couple outsiders here and there. But at the front, kind of like desk area, there is what looks to be a dragonborn who is kind of looking over the different seats, looking over the waiters, and looks up to you as you approach, like, "Hey, welcome to the Twilight Grill. Is it just the two of you?"
Oh, we're
Um,
getting takeout?
yeah, takeout.
Okay, they kind of look around the little station area and we'll take out a menu. It's like they'll take out a, plastic menu, at least you think it's plastic, and then put a paper menu next to it. And it's like, all right, just go ahead and mark what you want, and I'll give it over. One thing, do you want the things cooked first, or do you want them raw?
Cooked.
Mhm.
All right, all right.
Let's flash back to the burning side of Freya's. Cook, please.
Also, we have salted or sauce. Whenever you choose an object, either mark it as salted or sauced, and we'll make sure to do that for you. Our maximum for takeout is at least 10 items. Minimum is 2.
Okay.
And they
Um.
give you the paper menu and the main menu to look over. And there are open areas to write down stuff from that's not on the paper menu. But they have stuff like chicken. They also have stuff like spring onions and chicken. They have something called Taurus meat. They have beef. Beef, and then it has several spicy markers next to it. They have grilled peppers. They have a bunch of grilled like vegetables, mushrooms, pretty much anything you would see on a normal like grill restaurant you would see there. But they even have things like grilled rice cakes from sourced from wind. Uh, they also have noodle soups and a huge drink menu. But more
Mhm.
importantly, they also have what looks to be a flip side for exotic meats. So like dragon and whatnot.
Rose is going to look to see if there's like just some kind of like general meat, like maybe like a sampler platter, where you kind of get
Yeah,
a
there
little bit of different things.
There's a what's called the water platter and the fire platter. The water platter, of course, has tons of seafood on it that you can see. Fire platter has a bunch of different meats and stuff like that. And then, of course, they got the vegetarian platter, which is just all vegetables.
Um,
And then they have
yeah.
below that what's called the legendary platter, and it says Lord approved with big letters. And it seems to have a various different mix match from all the other platters.
Wait, which
Seafood,
lord?
meat. It just says Lord approved. Don't question it.
The first thing Tiberius would ask is which lord?
Yeah.
Indeed, which Lord. But it has different seafoods, meats, vegetables, as well as grilled fruit on there.
Uh, yeah.
Lord
Well,
Dance.
Rose will mark down a legendary platter.
Okay.
What else do you think we should get, Luminosa?
I'm thinking just like regular meals for the group to eat type thing.
Mhm.
Nothing too fancy. Just like 4 little takeout meals or
They
five
have different
five takeout
smaller.
meals.
They have what are called combos on there, which include different grilled meats and vegetables with rice, and they have a
Yeah.
couple of those.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Probably go
Okay.
Chinese takeout boxes.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
This place is kind of like you know those Hawaiian fusion kind of places,
Hmm? I
kind of
know.
like
Right?
that. Yeah, it's kind of like a Hawaiian fusion place.
Thanks, Nova. Now you reminded me I want Chinese.
Well,
Oh.
because there's a
You.
Hawaiian place near where I live that has like you get a amount of rice, you get macaroni salad, which is amazing, and then you get like a deep fried chicken cutlet and barbecue pork, or you get fish and pork and all kinds of stuff in like this big old styrofoam container. It's
If
delicious.
there's one thing about Hawaiian culture,
Oh
they
my God.
love food.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a Hawaiian kind of style fusion place essentially,
If not
except
just
they just have the ability to grill your own food. But they have a few of those kind of platters. They have like the combo platter, which has fish and meat sourced from water and fire with rice, etc. and whatnot. They have a couple of those.
So I think part of the idea is to get some combo platters, like one for each person, but also making sure to get something that's gonna be mostly vegetarian for Tiberius and Various.
Okay, and you mark them on the paper menu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And once you're done, you hand it over to the Dragonborn. They're a red Dragonborn, but they're kind of dressed like in a big old apron. They got like a bunch of menus stuffed in one side of it, and they kind of look over the paper menu and then kind of go down. It's like, okay, all right. It'll take about 20 minutes. Do you two want to drink while you wait?
Sure.
What's can we get some like what's your some really large chill drinks to go as well then?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Non-alcoholic.
Okay. Well, we got your basic standard stuff from the outside, pina coladas and the like. Would you like a couple of those?
Whatever's the coldest.
If you want cold, then I better advise you that they're not outsider friendly.
That's a good point. Yeah, let's stick with something, I guess, some fruity stuff then.
All right, I can do that. So you want a couple fruity drinks to go, and do you want any right now?
I'm good for the moment.
It looks like Luminosa.
Yes.
All right, and you mark that on the paper. Can I get your names?
Just
Rose.
Luminosa and Rose. All right, and he marks it down with a pen. Clicks the pen off. It's like, all right, go ahead, and there's a couple of benches if you want to go ahead and wait, and I'll call your name when your order's ready. I'll have a waiter bring out your drinks here in a moment. They'll walk into the building. What's Fireball? Why does it taste so weak? So, and looking around, this place is pretty packed. It is, again, mostly primordials. There's a couple of outsiders that are usually with them, but if you'd like to roll me a perception check, you might be able to pick out some people from the crowd, if you would like.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
You're gonna regret it.
No, not really. Those are high enough rolls. But as you're kind of scanning the crowd, you notice that there is one table that is absolutely packed with people. In fact, there is a total of, well, at least what you can count. Let's see, I gotta do math in my head. There's easily about 10 to 12 people around one large grill table. And you actually recognize most of these people. These people are actually pretty famous. They're the various musical stars and bands of the plains. So you have Onlium there, Eureka's there, the entire band behind Corvus is there, sitting on one side. You have Onyx Quarry is sitting there getting all rowdy with drinks. It seems like the whole gang of the musical stars are just kind of gathered around one large table right now.
Oh,
And
hey, that means Styx is there.
Styx is indeed there. In fact, you recognize Styx. He's among them. He's, more importantly, with Corvus and his band. Now, for those who don't know who Styx is one of the three demons that works with Core. You
Yes.
met him found
He's
with
a
Core.
smoking guy.
Yeah, he's the strange emo human kid that
Yeah.
you've met.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, emo kid.
Mm-hmm. But they're just kind of around the table, and you kind of can gather why they're here. If you remember, the music contest is currently going on, so of course they're going to be staying in the Foundry and eating in the Foundry. And at least from what you can see, Styx is the only outsider. The rest are primordials. But they seem to be having a good time. There's a lot of drinks flowing. There's a lot of stuff on the grill. But outside of that, no one really stands out.
I guess that's a meeting of the minds over there.
We should go sit with them.
Why are you like this?
What?
Nothing. This is going.
You're not here, Tiberius.
No, I'm not there.
I'm gonna go pull up a chair and sit with them.
All right.
And I look there and be like, I'm something of a musician myself.
Roll me a 1d20. I want to see who you sit next to.
I'm something of a musician myself. Going full Defoe.
Full Defoe on this one, yes.
Right.
I honestly thought.
Okay, 6. Let me see. That will be. Okay. You pull a chair right up next to Eureka.
Of course, the one dude who knows my old self. Perfect.
Crappy long.
Okay. But yeah, you pull up right next to Eureka, and you're like, I'm somewhat of a musician myself. And he kind of looks up. It's like, well, hey there. Didn't know we had a couple fans in here in Twilight Grill. Everyone kind of looks up and noses you. It's like, and even Styx kind of looks a little surprised, like, oh shit, it's you. Oh, hi. And you see this blue fire primordial kind of look over to Styx, like, you know this chick? Yeah, it's a friend of mine. Yeah, I know. There's a bunch of cats in the room. And Styx kind of looks a little confused, like, oh shit. And can we help ya?
Oh, just wanted to see what the amazing minds of music and artistry were up to. It's not every day I find my people sitting in a room together.
Oh boy.
Eureka kind of has a big old grin. It's like, oh, well, we're just discussing what's going to happen with the contest. We got a lot of really brilliant minds going on right now.
Oh, the contest! Oh, I missed
Yeah, and
that.
then you kind of see him look over the way at Onyx Quarry, which a lot of big buff metal kind of primordial dudes that look kind of like they look like the kind of people that could probably rip your head off but won't. Those sorts. It's like, yeah, and I'm also yeah, it's like I'm sitting here also trying to convince Onyx Quarry to let me parody one of their songs, but just don't want to let me. And then you see like this big kind of large snake-like guy. He's taking a drink of like this big giant mug of beer. It's like, that's because you're not really getting into the spirit of it. No. It's like, come on, your last parody wasn't nearly on the like kind of the cusp of what we do. It's like, yeah, but you know, rock's not really my thing.
It's called a parody for a reason.
Thank you. And Eureka kind of holds his hands. I'm like, thank you.
It's its own homage to the amazing artistry that you create.
And you see one across the way that's actually watching you, but they're not eating any of the meat or anything that's on the grill. They're actually eating raw fish. And this looks to be kind of a curvy looking female primordial, like actually presenting as one. And you know, that's the water singer Jasmina. And she's kind of just idly watching you, taking a bite of the fish ever so quietly with a brow raise. It's like, I'm gonna admit, you look a little bit familiar, sugar. Have we met before?
No, I just get that a lot. Fruity drink?
And and then as this happens, waiter comes out. Rose and Luminosa.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dinner.
And now you see them holding like a big old like bag full of like different containers and stuff like that, as well as a big old holder with drinks and stuff in that. It's like your order's ready.
Rose will get on up and we'll go to man the platter.
And everything's like in a big giant like bag, so it's got different things that are like portioned into containers. And they're clear containers, so you can see what's inside of them and stuff. And then they'll hand them over to you. It's like, all right, thank you for choosing the Twilight Grill. Pay in mind there are some things that we would like returned, mostly the containers. So if you'd be so pleased that once you're done, go ahead and return and drop off the containers here.
Sure.
All right. So kittens one out of the room. And they'll hand off the big bag of food and the drink carrier to you, Rose.
All right. Let's let's get back before the rest of the boat gets burnt down.
Yep, let's do right that. Yep.
Wow.
And, yeah, you start heading back home. It's pretty much across the street, so you're able to make it there no problem.
Yeah, Rose will head on in.
And Frias, you hear the front door open and you see Rose and Luminosa return about, I'd say 30 or so minutes later from when they left. Luminosa's got a bunch of bags filled with probably a bunch of pastries. And Rose, of course, has a big old bag full of food from the grill, as well as drinks.
Oh, wow. Well, this should keep us going for a little while. Have the other two shown up yet?
No, whatever they're doing seems to be quite intensive. I didn't want to bother.
What do you mean by intensive?
I mean, we haven't seen them since we've gotten back, and looks at the kitchen. It has been a while.
Right. Oh, well, just feel free to pick what you want, and yeah, then we'll play here until once they get back. Yeah.
Let's in fact turn the camera to Tibbs and Various in this moment. What are you guys doing down there?
Literally sitting across from each other, having a mental session.
Hmm.
You guys are mentally fighting each other again.
Sure.
They're secretly making bunny cocaine.
Oh my
It's the only way we make money here.
Tiberius is giving him a chance to say goodbye to Hespia, in an illusion in his mind.
Oh, that's sweet, but also terrifying.
That is horrifying.
Listen, Hopulation therapy is
wrong.
interesting.
It's wrong, Jin. The answer you're looking for is wrong.
So, for the audience that weren't reading the sidebar, could you guys explain what you were doing?
So, Varys is in a bad state of mind, so Tiberius has used his newly found heritage and his mastery of illusions to build up a mental replica of Varys's house and sister so that Varys could say goodbye.
Oh.
I was wrong. Maybe you will have a mate.
Wow.
Wow.
What?
Just wow.
What?
Nothing. You horrible, horrible person.
He's not your type? How dare.
Yeah, oh god, Allie is savage today. Holy crap.
You leave my bunny son alone. He's too good for you.
Which one?
Don't ask that question.
I asked it.
Pretty much.
You're my favorite.
So pretty much, Various has been given a ability to vent some of those negative emotions, and otherwise has had a bit of a breakdown, I guess, so to speak.
That's not wrong.
Yeah, sounds about
He's
right.
just generally exhausted right now.
Can you both give me perception checks though?
I'm doing this at negative because Tiberius has his eyes closed focusing.
Oh, it's not your eyes that I need rolls for.
Oh, god damn it, no.
Dog's
Okay,
eating popcorn in the corner.
that should be it perfectly enough. In fact, you actually hear quite a lot of commotion happening upstairs. Quite a lot of commotion.
And the illusion will fade. Tiberius is looking up at the commotion.
Mhm.
Either there's some kind of fight happening up there, or they are back with elephants? Pachyderms.
Can I interject? Oh, go ahead.
Good.
Pacaphants.
Pacaphants.
Oh my god.
Micro elephants.
Microfins.
And I'll just say that you would probably hear from upstairs. Oh, really? No, that's not your chicken teriyaki.
Ah, food. That would do it.
I need to feed Pyra. And he's sort of rubbing his face and just trying to clear his eyes.
What did you do to my tiny bum?
It's fine.
No, but it's not fine at all.
Tiberius.
Hmm?
Thank you.
Yes, well, don't mention it. It's the least I could do. No, really, don't mention it. I don't want others thinking that I can do some kind of psychotherapy with them.
Don't let them know I'm nice. So help me, don't let them know I'm nice.
Like the hug.
Yeah.
He slowly nods. And then motions for Tiberius to go first.
Tiberius will nod, stand himself up, dust himself off, and start heading up.
Alright. And Tiberius, as you head up and come out into the main floor of the house, you see that the Luminosa and Rose have brought back a bunch of stuff.
They basically brought back a tailgame party.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh! What in the world are you? Is that food?
Yes.
Vegetables, I hope. Not that meat.
There are indeed grilled vegetables amongst everything, yes, as well as pastries. A lot of pastries.
Like the twins, he's gonna grab one of the pastries immediately and just hope.
Roll me a random 1d30. See
Oh
what you grab.
no.
See what you grab.
Your ears turn blue.
Oh no, it's
You
blue
grab a
hair.
hold of
It's
the
the origin of
donut.
blue hair.
Nope, you grab hold of a. Have any of you had an old fashioned before?
Yes.
Oh yes.
No.
That's what you grab hold of and shoved in your mouth.
Yum.
Those are so yummy.
Nom.
Yum.
Yeah, this is delicious, but they actually have blueberry versions here where I live.
Really? Because
Yeah.
an old fashioned is a plain donut.
No, yeah, they put like blueberry pancake mix into it, and it's like a blueberry
Wow.
pancake donut, old fashioned. It's great.
Neat.
But
Yeah, when
yeah.
I was a kid, there was a girl that one of my dad's friend's wife, her mom used to make donuts,
Oh yeah.
and they were the best thing ever.
Man, you
If
just
you
grab.
if
Go ahead. Sorry.
oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you have like the mix to make the dough and are willing to use that much oil to pan fry, you can make some really nice donuts.
Yeah. And that's what the mother did. She
And
had a big pan thing of oil and would just do them that way, and they were so good.
I've made funnel cakes before, and it's so nice.
I have a Dutch oven in my kitchen, and you are tempting me right now.
But yeah, Tiberius is basically just grab an old fashioned, shove it down your gullet.
Make bread.
Nom 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 nom.
Various is trundling along after and eyes the food for a moment before sort of looking down and is like, I'll be right down. I just need to get Pyra her supper and
Sure.
see how she's doing.
Roll me a 1d20 variance as you're heading to check up on Pyra.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that. Don't you dare.
Yeah, you better not.
Nova.
Oh my god!
Come on, give me the roll. Okay.
I did.
You come into the room and you kind of
I'm
almost
like,
close
glad
your
that
eyes
Nova's not
expecting
above killing
something, but
people's pets.
thankfully she has not gotten into this destructive phase of being a dragon, as you know that they are wont to do, like a bird. And Pyra is just sleeping soundly on your bed. Nothing's ripped up. Nothing's on fire.
Yet.
Nothing's been
She gets
chewed
to
up.
stay in Rose's room when she gets to the fire phase.
I mean, you've all seen what happens when a Zilmo's left alone. And you basically left Pyra alone.
He's gonna
That's what I was
scoop.
rolling for, was damage.
He's gonna scoop up Pyra, and he's also gonna go grab a couple of peppers
Okay.
and
And do you remember how
start.
many you had?
I have it on my sheet, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bring up sheet. All right. There you are.
Super spicy peppers. I have 16.
All right. So yeah, you kind of wake her up, and she kind of does that little like squeak as she's woken up because you woke her from her nap.
There we go.
And you get one of the peppers out, and she starts nibbling on it tiredly because she's sleepy. Sleepy baby.
He's gonna keep her in his arms and sort of give her a little hug and start to come back down to supper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rose has like hanging out one corner of their mouth like half a stick of chicken teriyaki, and one of their arms is like wrapped around Ridley, who is trying to like just like randomly nip at whatever's on the table.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Phrase
I'd
is
say-
instigating this like hell. She keeps putting little scraps in front of Ridley when Rose isn't looking.
Uh-huh. Yep, I've done that with my cats. It's like, don't give the cats anything. Come here, Peanut. Come here. Oh yeah. That is very much the scene that is happening, and Ridley is getting brave and trying to climb up on the table. Yeah, there's a bunch of food. There's grilled vegetables in there, of course, but it's the minority compared to the meat. And there's of course a lot of pastries and stuff like that. No surprise.
He's gonna take a seat with the others and start to reach for stuff.
Okay. Anything in particular he's reaching for?
Veggies.
Veggies, okay. And there's like some purple grilled vegetables in there. There's some green ones. There's also what looks to be sweet potatoes and carrots that are grilled and sliced up. There's a couple that are fried. Very obviously deep fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of after Various and Tiberius are settled in, and we kind of noticed that you two went off for a while. Did you take? I assume you take care of what you need to be done.
We had a good talk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I kind of want to talk shop here since we're all around the table now. Right now, the consensus is between at least when myself, Luminosa, and Freeze were discussing earlier was to go deal with the issue at Over the Hedge, and from there head on into Wonderland and see if we can find whatever we need to fix Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured I'd at least get the input from you two. Any complaints, agreements?
I think it's the best plan going forward, simply put, because then we'll be able to actually have a place to have alcohol that isn't, well, no offense, but here.
Ouch.
Wow.
Your cupboards are bare.
Now, pay in mind they did bring drinks with them, but they're all non-alcoholic. But they're
Yes.
fruity tasting.
Tiberius, this is why Tiberius is pointing that part out. There's no booze.
Yeah.
There's lots of booze.
No booze.
Amazing booze. Fantastic.
Besides, I will admit a bit of academic curiosity about yet another different world.
If there's a Whippletigger there, I'm running. What?
Uh,
Whippletigger.
A what?
What?
Oh, well, that's what Belua is. A very big one.
Yes, but you control that one. If there's one
Not.
loose,
Scared of these things, and
I
You
should
turned your worst fear into something that could kill you?
I should maybe point out something
Oh.
that I've been doing
Hmm?
in regards to Belua. Um
Ooh.
I've adjusted the matrices and well, you'll see.
Did you
Is that a good or
give it
bad?
more horns? Does it breathe fire?
Oh my god, does it breathe fire?
Um
Breathe
he
roses.
should be better able to understand and communicate.
Oh lord, it talks.
Belia is typing.
The one thing we all fear.
Belly would like to know your location.
No.
Belua now has average human intelligence.
Oh no.
So they have stolen the single brain cell of the group.
It does
Oh,
things.
so that's where Crunch and Salen's brain cell went last week.
Belua stole it. It's like the himbos need their brain cell back.
No, it's mine.
Damn it.
Hmm.
Look at me. I am the brain cell now.
Hmm.
Crunch abused it, so it's okay.
Bacon?
Well-
Crunch has bacon.
Well, it sounds like from the sound of things that your summoning studies have been progressing.
There are still things I'd like to well, there may be a slight hiccup.
Slight. Curious phrase. Very curious.
That's
I'm
kind of
still doing
worrying.
research on it.
Well, if you need help, I don't know how well I'm good with summoning, but I could at least offer a hand.
Yeah, and if you
Hey,
need anything that's need help with anything that's based in primordial, there's always myself or Luminosa to assist.
yes. If we find another one of those books, which apparently there may be more volumes. He sort of rubs his face for a moment, and he looks very tired.
Aw. It's quite late.
I'm going to roll a random 1d20.
Alright.
Uh-oh.
How much fire?
Yes.
There's a sudden rustling inside the pastries box.
What did you do? Oh. Somebody got in there.
Where's Ridley?
And y'all kind of hear a
Oh, it's the one with the cream.
And yeah, go ahead.
You see Ridley come out with it basically looks like they took a chunk out of one of the bacon maple donuts and they're like wearing the remaining portion of it around their neck like a boa. Like they like kind of like try to chomp through the middle of it.
Yep.
Ah. I see.
Hey, that was mine.
No, it's not.
Did he eat the cream one?
You want to stick your hand in there and find out?
That was the question. Do you stick your hand in there and find out?
Yes.
Oh god.
Give me a random 1d20.
Ah!
You find the guts of the cream-filled one. As you put your paw and then you just hear it squish.
Ew. And the yuck part.
I have something that is pertinent to this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about the site.
Tiberius is going to look at the cream on his hands and just glare daggers at the little monster.
Tiberius like, I'm onto you.
Yeah, that is the scene that you call it. Just decimated pastries and a tiny raptor with a donut still around its neck.
Rose?
Tiberius.
Perhaps not letting it in the place where sustenance is being held would be the best idea. Some of us actually require this to survive.
I was trying not to, and turns out I underestimate how fast Ridley runs.
I didn't want to, but he was adorable.
I feel like this needs to be the cat meme, only it's like Tibbs and Rose, and then instead of the cat, it's Ridley.
Yep. 100% accurate.
But yeah, Ridley isn't moving. They're kind of just sat inside the box. They ate a lot of it.
Aside from that, there is another potentially
Isn't
serious
it a
issue.
carnivore?
Yeah, it is.
That's why I went for the Mabel bacon.
And ate everything else along the way because it got in the way.
Yes.
You eating the
Sorry.
vegetables.
But Rose will adjust themselves in their chair, straighten up a little bit. There is something else, potentially more serious, I want to touch on the world here. I've begun to sense that there's someone trying to peek in on our little home here, and someone who's not Yogg.
Any idea who that someone might be?
Not as of yet. It's almost like they're trying to like puncture holes through. Like maybe they're trying to find like a weak spot or something they can pry open to take a full glimpse inside.
There was that box that appeared that you had no sense of. And there was something with brain, please work. Something with Frius that had happened.
Yeah, Free has started. Her own possessions have also started vanishing as well. It's a little too much to be just a coincidence.
If something can get in, then could it be that someone is taking things out?
They're taking things out, but at the same time, didn't you find a box as well, Various?
Well, that's what I was saying.
So taking stuff out, but also leaving things behind.
Maybe it's not just one person, though. We have done a rather good job at detracting attention.
That's true. That sort of leads me to my next point that considering that and the attention, the eyes and the ears been growing on us, we perhaps after our excursion to Wonderland, we may want to look into the possibility of other place, try to find other places we can also stay, so that we're not just in one spot predictably all the time.
Well, we still have those allies in water, and the fact that Glacia doesn't hate us.
That's true.
There's also fire.
Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And fire, it was just to a degree.
Aren't they holding the refugees from Auntie's Tavern, though?
Yeah.
They are, yes.
True. Then again, I don't want to repeat getting shot.
Well,
When did you
that's a
get
good.
shot? Thought only I got shot.
No, Frius got shot, and I got shot trying to get to them.
Remember the
Oh,
hail of
yeah.
bullets?
Oh, I was just thinking Felicia.
Nah, the
Nah,
gang
that was
war that you
just
guys
gang
got in the
war.
middle of. Yeah.
I
Well,
was thinking of the Lord that shot me.
Well, the Lord did shoot you. We
Yeah.
just got shot by non-lords.
I mean, I got shot by him and I like him better than the Lord that killed me, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got shot in the
yeah,
foot.
if you weigh the options.
Yes,
Death or
I'll
just a
take the
friendly
monster
shooting.
over the Matter Lord any day.
I mean, that also brings that's a good point there, Various. If we clear out the hedge, the refugees, the other Fae, they get their usual bold back, then at least we have Leonard's to fall back on as well in that case.
And he's not Matter, so it's perfect.
We also could look into places within the under underworks. It is right
The Commons, yeah.
because that is
All of you
where
give me a
outsiders.
perception. Can all of you give me a perception roll, please? Okay. All right. Okay.
Did that go through?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Okay.
What is the alphabet?
Okay. So, Rose, Tibbs, Luna, so you don't notice anything. But, Varys, as you're talking, and Furious, as, you're kind of focused elsewhere, you notice that there is something moving around on the table. A little metallic item. So, it looks like a scarab almost.
Oh no.
It's kind of going between the canisters and the boxes.
Phrase will finish her drink, turn the glass over, and
Captured.
Rose, weren't you supposed to return that?
I did.
Oh. Oh my.
where did you get this again?
From Diaz's shop.
You probably did return it. It's probably returning itself.
Of course it would.
So what is it?
Well, according to Diaz, it's just supposed to be some kind of kid's toy.
Oh no, Dyer, no.
Hmm?
Do not look in Twitch chat.
Too late.
Oh no.
I'm on my phone, so I can't see.
Taco 2.0.
I was thinking that, but I was about to say you have a lot of luck with constructs. Yes.
I mean, yes.
It's fine.
Well, if it's supposed to be a kid's toy, it's probably not the worst thing that is in Diaz's possession. Rose is going to stand up and sort of lean over the table and get a better look at this now it's under glass.
It's kind of just clicking around, kind of running around inside the glass. So
I'd still like to know why Diaz has children's toys.
They're a
You've
shop.
seen enough, like, Sealy, you've probably seen enough horror films to know that it's always the orphanage that is haunted.
Yeah, it's because of all the dead children.
What?
That were made into pies.
No.
It will happen again.
But no, it's just kind of scuttling around trying to get out of the glass.
Rose is going to position one hand aside of glass, the other on top, and is going to just yank the glass off and just grab the scarab in one go.
Dex check, please.
Oh boy.
Yeeting unsuccessful, it kind of wildly escapes your grasp. And kind of at the moment you kind of lift it up, it bolts.
Can I mage hand it and pick it up into the air?
You're gonna need to give me a dex check too to snatch it. Also, if you're gonna cast Mage Hand, I need a wild magic roll.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, yeah, it's gonna happen.
You forgot.
It's fine.
Okay, you're fine.
Oh my god.
So, cast Mage Hand, but give me a dex check to see if you can catch the wily thing.
All right. That looks like a no.
Yeah, that's a no. You kind of conjure a Mage Hand to try to get a little bit of extra motion, but now it just kind of whoop starts scrambling to the door.
Rose is going to wave over to Rita's go get it, girl.
Oh, no.
Animal handling.
Oh no.
No.
Are you going to be a she? You are going to be a she.
And you see really kind of slowly and sluggishly get up, considering they've eaten so much. And
After dinner zoomies? Oh no.
they fall flat on their face after leaving the box and going.
Oh no.
Well, if it's cursed, then it's gonna come back. We'll have a second chance to catch it.
There was actually another thing we should probably be talking about.
Yes. Sorry.
There is how we want to possibly tackle said hedge.
Yes. Tackle the hedge. Nothing else.
One problem at a time. We already tried our hand at looks over at the corner where it disappeared to. So let's tackle another problem.
Right. I was just suggesting to Frias and Luminosa earlier that concerning the hedge emerged out of the portal to Wonderland and Auntie's Tavern there. Our best bet most likely is to locate the portal and, well, I would say there may be the possibility of trying to get the hedge back in there, but considering from what we told of how much it sprawled out, if we can find a portal, we might be able to try to find a way to sever its connection to it somehow, weaken it enough to deal with the rest of it.
Put it off at the source.
Mm-hmm.
You chop down the tree's trunk, the rest of the tree will die. I assume that it would work the same with these.
In theory.
Then again, this is magic, and nothing's ever easy when it comes to magic.
Actually, no, Various, you're onto something. Auntie said she could reestablish the connection to the portal, right? Rather easily?
Nah, I mean, she's gentry. Yeah, that's child's play for her.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if we can find the portal, whatever's keeping it together, cut it off. Portal closes unless the hedge is physically there. Maybe it just closes like a door.
So rather than go after the roots of the tree as a go after the trunk, we go directly after the roots and just shut the portal down completely.
Because why would we fight through the whole tree to get to the roots when we can just cut the branch off? Though, then again, the hedge could be waiting on the other side when Auntie starts it back up, but hopefully we'll be there when it's reopened.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not the best idea, but an idea I still thought should be mentioned.
Possibly, yeah. But like Various said, of course, this I mean, it's from Wonderland. This thing is going to be basically constructed magic, so we also need to be prepared contingency that even if we do cut off the power siphoning from the portal, it might still act autonomously. We gotta be prepared for a fight regardless.
Tiberius, do you have any insights that could help with a magic infused plant?
Yes, what do you know of magic gardening?
No, oh,
Because this group has great
I
luck
was
with gardening, right?
I was
Shush.
more considering maybe he could disrupt it somehow.
If it's magical, there's possibly something I can do, though I could not make any guarantees on that. Magic has been a little bit unreliable as of late, as I'm
Maybe
sure.
we can use that to our advantage. Right now, it is a stable, magical thing, sort of akin to Belua. I'm assuming. I don't quite know what this Fey magic is. But you have a better hold of actually seeing those trails.
Yes, when you get a chance, look in tabletop discussion.
Oh no.
I'll do my best, but ah, that's something that I don't exactly. How do I put this? Yes, no. I'll look for everything that could possibly happen, but almost guaranteeing you that it's not something that I'll be able to see. Ever since I've been here, my eyes have been overloaded. It's a bit of a pain.
Do you need better glasses?
I don't wear.
Yes, you do.
These are for show.
Are there lenses in them?
The
Yes,
glasses
then.
are a lie.
Maybe you need actual glasses that work then.
Ooh.
No,
Please.
uh, Luminosa, it's he can see things that most others cannot. And this is a place that's just rife with magic. It must be a little blinding. I hadn't really considered that.
When there's this much magic going about, it's difficult to actually focus on anything in particular.
That makes sense.
Well, the only other ideas are a very destructive one, meaning a I have the ability to control lightning, and sure, it can't go in the building, but anything that's outside, we can guarantee will probably perish. But again, if we start her tavern on fire, probably wouldn't be good for us. And then I know Various won't like this idea, but Firewolf and Rose just try to burn as much as they can inside.
I will focus on
Let's.
outside if you go inside, or I will go inside if you stay outside.
Yeah, we
I
all have
think
to do it together. Anyone going in there
Mm,
will more than likely be killed. Anyone
He's,
going in there will
mm,
more than likely be killed.
he's right. The hedge
mm.
trifled with. It's incredibly dangerous.
Various, you remember the story? Well, I don't know if your parents told you the stories of the Fae, but generally, I do not like the idea of being turned into candy and then eaten.
Oh, that only happened like 3 times last
And
month.
as you know, Luminosa,
Uh,
that's not the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, it could be
Definitely
a
not.
lot worse. You could be baked into a pie, then the pie left on a windowsill, the pie never eaten because it wasn't good enough. Then
While
they
still
took that pie
conscious.
and turned it into candy.
While still conscious.
I'm.
Let's focus on dealing with the problem at hand, not the stories. We have enough on our minds.
Hmm,
Now I want candy.
no.
Hmm.
Well, I would say we had some pastries, but whatever Ridley has left over.
well, depending on how much it's grown outside of the bar, I mean, we may have to at least do some work at least just to get in. But I mean, we do, and looks over particularly Luminosa. I mean, you look pretty kid out yourself now.
Oh, I
So,
don't have this sword just for show.
and
Let's focus on getting to the source first before we start pulling out fire and lightning.
I agree. Like, if
I
we
have a
need,
sword, I could just cut it. I mean,
This is
it's
true.
plants.
Well, as a
Something
wolf, I
tell.
am. Oh, sorry.
No, you go first.
As a wolf, I am rather quick, but again, lacking thumbs, so I could get in, but there's no way I could do much. And I
You
would
know,
have.
peanut arms. Well, I can start the charge and try to cut my way through the beginnings of it. And with the flames for backup, that might be our best bet to start.
Yes.
Do you perhaps thinking? Do you, perhaps we're overthinking this. Let's get in there, see what it's like. If anything tries to eat us, we kill it. We find our way to wherever the heck we have to go. We deal with it, and we leave, just like every other problem. So we're thinking far too much of this.
I am more worried
It's
about
not like
various.
thinking is everything you do.
Plotting is what I
Why?
do.
Why are you worried about me?
As much as I would love to stick to my usual spider or bear form, whatever uh, whatever has caused the growth and evolution of the dire wolves around these plains, they are quite hardy, and I would much prefer the extra defense, if I were to say. And with Varius's fear, that does not seem like a very smart idea.
He looks a little flustered and puffs up a bit.
What's he scared of? Scared you're going to
Oh,
get hurt in that form?
No, it's fine.
are you
Don't
sure?
worry, Various. I can heal him if everything goes or her if everything goes wrong.
It'll be fine.
Of course it will. We're
I
a
I
can
need.
team.
handle myself.
Yeah,
I
go
need
for it.
to identify a few things. He starts to
Oh,
stand up.
he's worried about them.
I'm more worried about your focus.
Is he
I'm
terrified of them?
Yes, he's quite terrified of wolves.
And that one's on
Vargard.
fire. That explains a lot. I never saw these fire wolves, so
I'm going to go up my room and you can show them. Frias, and I will get to work on something. And there was something else I wanted to ask about, but that seems minor compared to usual, and I'm just going to go upstairs.
poor Various.
Varys is just like, nope, 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 nope.
I'm
Varys
less
just
worried
kind of-
about you being hurt or scared. I'm more worried about we go in there. If I do turn into this and you get distracted and suddenly all of your magic or focus is gone, then we essentially have lost a person.
I will be fine. I have Bellowa, and Bellowa does not share that particular flaw. And yes.
As long as
if
you're sure.
Uh-huh.
Well, then I'm not completely against the charging plan, as long as everyone else is at least on board at some point.
yeah, let's just we'll get down there first, see how the situation's panned out, and at least we got something to go off on for now.
Do we have time to have a bit of a shut eye before all this?
Oh, absolutely.
course.
I don't think we're going there after curfew.
Oh, thank the prince. Tiberius is going to reach in, grab the last of whatever pastries in there, and head up the stairs. If he grabs the little dragon thing again, he's going to carry it with him.
Yes, orb. I shall ponder this.
Ponder the orb.
Various is going to shuffle up the stairs with Pyra, and look down. At some point, whoever owns the gemstones that we've gathered, I'd like to talk to you and maybe propose a trade, but this has been a very long day and I need to do some things.
Mm-hmm.
And then he quickly shuffles up to his room.
And Pyra's just kind of hanging in your arms, sleeping.
Yeah, I guess if everyone else has gone their fill here, I'll get things picked up here. I gotta take these containers back tomorrow anyways, and we should already get our rest.
I'm guessing the rest of us are good.
Tiberius is going to stop it before he goes too far up the stairs and look back at everyone. And none of you sneak out of here and try and get yourselves killed. Understand?
Yes,
He
sir.
does care.
Hold on.
Oh.
Grace is keeping her mouth shut.
He'll give everyone a stink eye before going to bed.
Just to show he means business.
Yeah, that ought to teach him.
Yeah. So is everyone going to bed? I know Luminosa wants to do something, correct?
Wait, did Various want to talk to the person with the gems first, or were they going to bed first?
Whatever people who own them want to do.
Who currently has the gems?
I have one gem.
Okay.
Unless I am stupid and need to look at my notes. Which I thought I've been keeping this updated better. Because as far as I know, I just have a gem that's worth 300 gold. Or diamond.
So now you got a couple others floating around.
Oh! Various, you actually have them.
Oh!
They're in your
Does he?
jewelry box. Yep.
Oh, well, they still belong to somebody else, so...
We got them out of the sea serpent.
Yeah, but they still belong to someone else, so... I
That's
don't
fair.
have the list of them.
I don't know who they belong to, but I just have the list of all the stuff we got out of them.
I know that they were... I don't think claimed so much as somebody... How do I put it? Like, we were going, oh,
They're
hey,
kind of the
we've...
group's property, but you don't want to be,
Yeah,
like, mine now.
exactly. He's not wanting to be like, and this is mine, and this is mine, and...
I get ya.
I'm just looking through a few things. Do you remember where you got the staff again? I'm trying to look through my notes. It's been a while.
It was from Hespera.
Ah, right, yes. That's on our character sheet, actually.
The one that looks like it's got an ice rose on it.
That would be a staff of frost. Yes, it's an actual magical item.
Ooh.
Hey, we can preserve our food now, guys.
Woohoo!
Just drop the staff in the bottom of a box, put meat on top of it. Yeah, that's good enough.
Here, let me get you the stat sheet for it.
We use magical items to eat to preserve our food.
It is
That's the best.
also not cursed. The
That's good.
amulet, the locket, however, As you
Is
open it,
it?
Various, you realize it is a picture of your mother and your father.
Oh, that's
Great.
worse than a curse.
Great.
Yeah, it's a picture of your mother and father. It's an old, weathered photo. That's what's inside the locket. More importantly, this was a family photo. You can see
Wait,
her younger
a photo
self.
or a painting?
Photo.
Wait a second.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Is a photo, an actual photograph of your mother, your father, and Hespera. No one else.
You're not in it?
Hmm?
None of his siblings are in it? Just
No
her?
one else. Just her.
Oh no, are you getting phrased?
He
But
stares at it
on
for
further looking, she's wearing the robes in this picture.
I think this is a false picture.
I think she made it up.
I think the guild made it up.
Perhaps. You don't know. It does look bizarre though. Like people are too happy in this picture. It doesn't look right. Like when you look at a picture, something that's been staged, that's obviously been staged, or is something just feels off about it. That's what
I
this
don't
picture in the
think
locket
he's
feels
actually
like.
seen a photograph before.
Oh, this is his
So
first
he's
time.
probably also like, what the heck is this?
Mm-hmm. But it does have that
You can see it.
uncanny. It
We're
has
really
an
paying.
uncanny valley feeling, I'd say.
Yeah. He's gonna shut that and put that in a drawer.
Yeah. Painting plus. But no, that was a photograph, an actual photograph. It was definitely the best feeling I can say that Varys probably feels is that uncanny valley feeling, like something's not right about that.
That's why it's in the drawer.
Yeah, it is in the drawer now.
You mean where it belongs?
He doesn't have the heart to throw it out, but he doesn't want to look at it either.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
It's perfectly fine. Everything's
Listen,
fine.
I have a fever and I can even say that's not fine.
But yes, the staff that you have is just a basic staff of frost. Nothing crazy there.
Nothing crazy at all.
Nope.
Tiberius is going to skip his nightly routine and just go straight to bed.
I will say, Jin, it is. It has several of the charges have already been expended, so you do have to recharge it. The staff regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the
Okay.
last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff turns to water and is destroyed. Just so you know.
Okay.
Also, while
Yep.
you have it equipped, you have a resistance to cold damage.
Okay.
What is that
And
sound?
someone's phone is
Sorry.
going off.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Awesome.
Also, we are at the 2-hour mark. Would you guys like to take your break?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Tuck
please.
in the gear.
So we will return in about 10-15 minutes.
Yep.
Sound good?
Sounds good.